Time management is one of the most valuable life skills a person can develop, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. At its core, time management is not about squeezing more tasks into your day, nor is it about living with a constant sense of urgency. Instead, it is about aligning your use of time with your highest priorities, so that every hour you spend brings you closer to your goals and contributes to a balanced, meaningful life. Time is the one resource that is equally distributed to every individual, 24 hours in a day, no more and no less. Unlike money, status, or possessions, it cannot be saved for later use or replenished once it is gone. Once a day passes, it is permanently spent, and the quality of your life is determined by how wisely you invested it. The idea of time management may sound straightforward, but in practice it requires conscious planning, disciplined execution, and continuous evaluation. In today's world, the demands on our time are greater than ever. Work responsibilities stretch beyond traditional office hours, personal commitments fill evenings and weekends, and digital devices bombard us with notifications that compete for our attention every few minutes. Without a deliberate approach to managing these demands, it is easy to feel perpetually busy, yet strangely unproductive, working long hours without making meaningful progress toward the things that matter most. Effective time management begins with awareness. Before you can improve how you use your time, you must first understand where it is going. Many people underestimate the hours they spend on low-value activities, such as scrolling through social media, attending unnecessary meetings, or procrastinating on important tasks. This is not a matter of laziness, but of habit and environment. The human brain is naturally drawn to activities that offer immediate gratification, even if they do little to advance long-term goals. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can begin to take control, replacing mindless habits with intentional actions. One of the most powerful truths about time is that it is finite and impartial. It does not bend to personal circumstances, social status, or emotional states. The most successful individuals, whether in business, art, science, or sports, achieve their results not because they are given more time than others, but because they make better decisions about how to use it. They recognize that every commitment, whether professional or personal, is a trade-off. Saying yes to one thing always means saying no to something else. How you choose to spend them determines the shape of your career, the quality of your relationships, and the depth of your personal fulfillment. This is why time management should be approached not as a rigid set of rules, but as a flexible framework that aligns your daily actions with your values and aspirations. In practical terms, mastering time management requires developing certain habits and mindsets. It means learning to plan your days with intention, breaking large projects into manageable steps, and setting realistic deadlines that prevent both procrastination and burnout. It also means protecting your focus in a world full of distractions, learning to say no, delegating when appropriate, and creating environments that support deep, meaningful work. These skills do not develop overnight. They require consistent practice, just like building physical strength or learning a musical instrument. An important part of this process is shifting your perspective on busyness. In modern culture, being busy is often worn as a badge of honor, as if a packed schedule automatically signifies importance or productivity. In reality, busyness without direction is a form of self-sabotage. It can give the illusion of progress while actually preventing you from addressing the most important tasks. True productivity is measured not by the number of hours worked, but by the results achieved and the value created in those hours. This is why focusing on high-impact activities, those that significantly advance your goals, is far more effective than trying to do it all. Another misconception about time management is that it is solely about efficiency, doing things quickly. While efficiency has its place, effectiveness is far more important. It does little good to complete a task in record time if the task itself is unnecessary. Effective time management begins with asking, "Should this be done at all?" before asking, "How can I do this faster?" This shift in thinking helps you avoid the trap of optimizing low-value activities, freeing more time for work that truly matters. It is also worth recognizing that time management is not only about work. The same principles that help you succeed professionally can be applied to your personal life, ensuring that you make time for relationships, hobbies, health, and rest. A well-managed schedule leaves space for renewal, which in turn enhances creativity, decision-making, and resilience. Ignoring these personal dimensions in pursuit of constant work often leads to burnout, a state of mental and physical exhaustion that ultimately diminishes productivity. Balance is not a luxury. It is a requirement for sustainable success. Ultimately, the purpose of time management is to create a life that feels both productive and fulfilling. This means defining what success looks like for you personally, rather than simply adopting society's definitions. For one person, success might mean building a thriving business. For another, it might mean having ample time to spend with family or to pursue creative passions. There is no universal formula, but there are universal principles that can be adapted to your unique goals and circumstances. As we move through the coming sections of this guide, we will explore both the philosophy and the practice of time management. We will look at the nature of time itself, uncovering why it feels so fleeting and why we experience it differently depending on our mindset and activities. We will study proven strategies for prioritizing, planning, and protecting your time. And we will address the psychological barriers, such as procrastination and distraction, that can undermine even the best plans. By the end, you will have not only the tools, but also the mindset to take full control of your days, transforming the way you work and live. Nature of time. Time is one of the most fascinating and paradoxical elements of human existence. It is both a constant and a mystery, measurable by clocks and calendars, yet experienced subjectively in ways that can feel fluid and unpredictable. It is the silent framework upon which all events unfold, a universal dimension that governs every action, decision, and stage of life. Despite its invisibility, time shapes our reality as profoundly as any physical force. Understanding its nature is essential to managing it effectively, for the way we perceive time determines how we use it. From a scientific standpoint, time is a measurable sequence of events, a continuum in which the past, present, and future are ordered. Physics defines it as a dimension, much like space, and it flows in one direction, forward. This forward motion is relentless. No one can slow it, reverse it, or step outside of it. Every second that passes is permanently gone, never to return. This is why time is often described as our most valuable resource. It cannot be earned back, traded, or replenished. We can recover lost money, rebuild relationships, or regain health to some degree, but the hours and days we have already lived are gone forever. Yet, despite its unchanging pace in the physical sense, our experience of time is far from uniform. An hour spent on an engaging, meaningful task can seem to pass in moments, while an hour of boredom or discomfort can feel endless. This phenomenon, well documented by psychologists, highlights the subjective nature of time perception. When we are deeply absorbed in what we are doing, a state often referred to as culturally, our relationship with time varies. In some societies, time is viewed as a strict, linear commodity, something to be spent, saved, and optimized. In others, it is seen as more flexible, with less emphasis on exact schedules and more focus on the flow of events. In the modern industrialized world, particularly in Western cultures, time has become closely associated with productivity and achievement. This has created both opportunities and challenges. On one hand, the drive to make the most of time has led to extraordinary advancements in technology, science, and human potential. On the other, it has fueled a culture of constant urgency where the pressure to maximize every moment can lead to stress, burnout, and a diminished quality of life. An essential truth about time is that it is impartial. It does not favor the rich over the poor, the educated over the uneducated, or the young over the old. Every person begins each day with the same allotment of 24 hours, no matter their circumstances. The difference lies in how those hours are allocated. Some use them with intention, focusing on high-value activities that align with their goals. Others allow them to be consumed by distractions, obligations, or indecision. Recognizing this impartiality is empowering. It means that the quality of our days, and ultimately our lives, is largely determined by the choices we make, not by the quantity of time we have. Time also has an emotional dimension. Our past shapes our identity and our perspective on the present. Our vision of the future influences our actions in the present moment. People who focus excessively on the past may find themselves trapped in regret or nostalgia, unable to move forward. Those who focus only on the future may become anxious, always chasing what is next without appreciating what is now. The healthiest approach involves balancing these perspectives, learning from the past, planning for the future, and living fully in the present. This balance not only improves emotional well-being but also enhances productivity, as it prevents us from wasting time on either unproductive rumination or aimless anticipation. One of the greatest challenges of time management is the illusion that we have more time later. This illusion encourages procrastination, as tasks are deferred with the assumption that tomorrow, next week, or next year will offer more opportunity. In reality, unless we make deliberate changes, the patterns that shape our days will remain largely the same. Future time is not a blank, limitless resource. It is already shaped by the commitments and habits we carry forward. Understanding this helps us act with greater urgency and intention in the present. Another important aspect of time's nature is its compounding effect. Just as small amounts of money invested consistently can grow into substantial wealth, small amounts of time invested consistently can produce remarkable results. 10 minutes a day spent reading, exercising, or practicing a skill may seem insignificant in the short term, but over months and years it can lead to mastery, health, and profound personal growth. Conversely, small amounts of wasted time, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, can accumulate into significant lost potential. Recognizing this compounding effect can transform how we view even the smaller. The nature of time, then, is not only about its fixed quantity, but about the quality we bring to it. When we align our use of time with our deepest values, we give it meaning. When we fill it with distractions or obligations that do not serve us, we diminish it. In the end, time is both a strict constant and a flexible canvas. It moves forward at a steady pace, yet we shape its value through our choices. We cannot control its flow, but we can control our direction within it. By understanding its impartiality, its subjectivity, and its connection to meaning, we equip ourselves to manage it with wisdom. This understanding forms the foundation for all the practical tools and strategies we will explore in the chapters ahead. Once we grasp the true nature of time, we can stop treating it as something that slips away from us and start treating it as the framework upon which we can build the life we truly want. Core principles of time management. Time management is not simply about squeezing more tasks into the day or creating an endless series of to-do lists. It is a discipline, a mindset, and a skill set that allows you to align your daily activities with your long-term values and goals. Without an understanding of its core principles, even the most advanced tools and techniques will fail to produce meaningful results. These principles form the bedrock upon which effective strategies are built, ensuring that your approach to managing time is both sustainable and purposeful. 1. Clarity of purpose. The most important principle of time management is clarity of purpose. Without a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, you will inevitably waste time on activities that do not move you closer to your goals. Many people are busy but not productive. They spend hours working on tasks that keep them occupied without contributing to meaningful progress. This is often because they have never defined their priorities with precision. Clarity begins with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I truly want in the next month, year, and decade of my life? Once you have answers, break them down into specific, measurable objectives. Vague ambitions like get fit or be more successful provide little direction. Instead, define them clearly. Exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes, or increase monthly revenue by 20% in the next 6 months. Clarity allows you to filter out distractions and commit to actions that truly matter. 2. Prioritization. Even with clear goals, you will face competing demands for your time. Prioritization is the process of determining which tasks deserve your immediate attention and which can be deferred, delegated, or eliminated altogether. One of the most well-known tools for prioritization is the Eisenhower matrix, which classifies tasks into 4 categories. 1. Important and urgent, do these immediately. 2. Important but not urgent, schedule these. They often yield the greatest long-term benefits. 3. Important but urgent, delegate or minimize them if possible. 4. Not important and not urgent, eliminate them entirely. The discipline of prioritization prevents you from being consumed by urgent but low-value tasks, the kind that give the illusion of productivity while producing little real progress. 3. Planning. Planning is the bridge between intention and execution. Without a plan, even clear priorities can dissolve into chaos. Planning does not require creating an inflexible schedule. Rather, it involves structuring your time in a way that reflects your goals and energy patterns. This may mean planning your day the night before, mapping out your week on Sunday, or developing quarterly action plans for long-term projects. An effective plan answers 3 questions. What tasks must be completed? When will I do them? What conditions do I need to do them efficiently? Good planning also anticipates obstacles. By considering potential delays or interruptions in advance, you can create contingency strategies that keep you on track when things do not go as expected. 4. Focus and elimination of distractions. In today's world, distractions are one of the greatest threats to effective time management. Social media, constant notifications, and endless streams of information fragment our attention and slow our progress. The ability to focus deeply on a single task, often called monotasking, is a critical skill. Focus is not merely about willpower, it is about designing an environment that supports concentration. This may involve silencing notifications, using website blockers during work hours, or creating a dedicated workspace free of clutter and interruptions. It also means recognizing and eliminating hidden distractions, such as perfectionism, multitasking, or the habit of checking email repeatedly throughout the day. 5. Energy management. Time management is inseparable from energy management. You may have plenty of hours in a day, but if your energy is depleted, those hours will not be used effectively. Understanding your natural rhythms, times of day when you are most alert, creative, or focused, allows you to schedule high-value work when your energy is highest. Conversely, you can schedule low-energy tasks like administrative work or routine chores during times when your mental sharpness is lower. Energy management also involves taking care of your physical and mental health. Adequate sleep, regular exercise, healthy nutrition, and periodic breaks are not luxuries. They are essential to sustain productivity. 6. Delegation. Many people struggle with delegation because they believe they can do a task faster or better themselves. While this may be true in the short term, over time it leads to overload and prevents you from focusing on higher value activities. Delegation is the art of entrusting tasks to others whose skills and time can be used effectively. Delegation does not mean abandoning responsibility, it means transferring execution while retaining accountability for the outcome. Clear communication of expectations, timelines, and desired result. Flexibility. Even the most carefully constructed plans will encounter disruptions. Flexibility is the ability to adapt without losing sight of your goals. This does not mean abandoning your priorities when challenges arise. It means adjusting your approach while keeping your objectives intact. Flexibility is especially important in fast-changing environments where new information, opportunities, or obstacles can appear unexpectedly. A flexible mindset allows you to view challenges as opportunities for improvement rather than setbacks. By responding creatively and resourcefully, you can maintain momentum even under changing circumstances. This ensures that delegated work meets your standards. 8. Continuous improvement. Time management is not a one-time achievement. It is a skill that must be refined continuously. Regularly reviewing your performance helps you identify what is working, what is not, and where you can improve. This process might involve weekly reviews of your goals and accomplishments, quarterly assessments of your long-term progress, or simple end-of-day reflections on how effectively you used your time. Continuous improvement also means staying open to new methods and tools. As technology evolves and your life circumstances change, your time management strategies should evolve as well. 9. Boundaries. Protecting your time requires setting clear boundaries. This may mean learning to say no to requests that do not align with your priorities, limiting your availability during certain hours, or setting clear expectations with colleagues, friends, and family. Boundaries are not about being inflexible or unhelpful. They are about safeguarding the time and energy you need to fulfill your commitments and pursue your goals. Without boundaries, your schedule will be filled by the priorities of others, leaving little room for your own. Establishing and communicating boundaries is therefore an essential component of effective time management. 10. Alignment with values. Finally, time management must be aligned with your personal values. Productivity for its own sake can lead to a hollow sense of accomplishment if it is not connected to what truly matters to you. When your use of time reflects your values, every hour becomes an investment in a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Common time management challenges and how to overcome them. Even with a solid understanding of time management principles, real life often presents obstacles that can derail the best intentions. Distractions, procrastination, unrealistic workloads, and shifting priorities are just a few of the common challenges that people face. Mastering time management is less about achieving a flawless schedule and more about learning how to navigate and overcome these inevitable difficulties. In this section, we will explore the most common time management challenges, why they occur, and practical strategies to address them. 1. Procrastination. Procrastination is one of the most universal and persistent barriers to effective time management. It is the act of delaying tasks despite knowing that doing so will have negative consequences. People procrastinate for many reasons: fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of clarity, or simply because the task feels unpleasant or overwhelming. Why it happens? Procrastination is rarely about laziness. More often, it is an emotional response. The brain seeks to avoid discomfort by substituting easier, more immediately gratifying activities in place of harder, more valuable ones. How to overcome it? Overwhelm often comes from perceiving a project as too big. Divide it into smaller, manageable actions. The 2-minute rule: if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. 2. Lack of prioritization. Without clear priorities, it is easy to spend hours on tasks that do not move you closer to your goals. Many people stay busy, but make little progress because they are reacting to whatever seems urgent in the moment, rather than focusing on what truly matters. Why it happens? This challenge often stems from failing to distinguish between urgency and importance, or from trying to please everyone instead of protecting your own priorities. How to overcome it? Identify 3 key tasks each day and complete them before moving on to anything else. Ask why often. Before committing to a task, ask how it aligns with your larger goals. 3. Overcommitment. Saying yes to too many requests is a quick route to burnout and poor time management. Overcommitment not only consumes your time, but also reduces the quality of your work across all responsibilities. Why it happens? Many people overcommit out of fear of disappointing others, a desire to be helpful, or an inability to accurately judge their own time capacity. How to overcome it? Learn to say no gracefully. Declining a request does not have to be rude. Offer appreciation for the opportunity while explaining your current commitments. Areas to your commitments. Regularly review where your time is going and eliminate low-value obligations. Areas to boundaries. Protect blocks of time for your top priorities and treat them as non-negotiable. 4. Poor planning. Without a plan, even important work gets lost in the shuffle. Many people fail to set aside time for high-value activities simply because they never put them on their schedule. Why it happens? This is often the result of underestimating how long tasks will take, relying too heavily on memory instead of written plans, or lacking a structured planning habit. How to overcome it? Plan in advance. Spend 10-15 minutes each evening or morning planning your day. Area time blocking. Schedule dedicated blocks for specific tasks rather than vague to-do lists. Be realistic. Allow buffer time between tasks to handle the unexpected. 5. Distractions and interruptions. Whether it's phone notifications, email pings, or unplanned conversations, distractions can fragment your focus and significantly slow your progress. Why it happens? Humans are naturally drawn to novelty, and our brains release dopamine when we check messages or consume new information. This creates a habit loop that undermines deep work. How to overcome it? Convert your environment, silence notifications, close irrelevant tabs, and create a distraction-free workspace. Build-in communication. Check emails and messages at set times rather than constantly. Be focused techniques. The Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes focused work, 5-minute break, can train your brain for sustained attention. 6. Perfectionism. While striving for excellence is admirable, perfectionism can lead to wasted time, endless revisions, and a reluctance to finish projects. Why it happens? Perfectionism often stems from fear of criticism, high personal standards, or a belief that mistakes are unacceptable. How to overcome it? Good enough. Set clear standards for completion before starting a task. Burden box tasks. Give yourself a fixed amount of time to complete a project to avoid endless tweaking. Focus on progress, not perfection. Remind yourself that an imperfect finished task is more valuable than a perfect unfinished one. 7. Inefficient workflows. Sometimes the problem is not your discipline but your process. Outdated methods, poor organization, or redundant steps can waste hours. Why it happens? Lack of reflection on how you work, resistance to change, or simply never having learned more efficient methods. How to overcome it? Review your workflow regularly. Look for repetitive steps that can be automated or simplified. Leverage tools. Use project management software, templates, and automation where possible. Learn from others. Observe how highly productive people in your field structure their work. 8. Burnout. When you are constantly overworked and overstressed, productivity drops and motivation disappears. Burnout not only affects your work, but also your health and relationships. Why it happens? Burnout occurs when demands consistently exceed your resources without adequate recovery time. How to overcome it? Schedule rest. Treat rest and recreation as non-negotiable parts of your schedule. 7. Intensity. Alternate between high-focus work periods and lighter activities. Stack alignment. Burnout often signals that your current work does not align with your deeper values or goals. 9. Multitasking. Many people believe they are being more productive by multitasking, but research shows it reduces efficiency and increases errors. Why it happens? The brain cannot fully focus on two complex tasks at the same time. It simply switches back and forth rapidly, losing time and energy with each switch. How to overcome it? Monotask intentionally. Give your full attention to one task at a time. Group similar tasks. Handle related activities together to reduce mental switching. Return a parking lot list. Write down unrelated ideas or tasks that come to mind so you can return to them later without breaking focus. 10. Lack of accountability. Without accountability, it is easy to let deadlines slip or abandon long-term goals. Why it happens? When no one else is aware of your commitments, there is less external pressure to follow through. How to overcome it? Share your goals. Tell a friend, mentor, or colleague about your plans. Track progress visibly. Use a calendar, chart, or app to mark completed milestones. Systems and accountability partner. Check in regularly by recognizing these challenges and applying targeted strategies to overcome them. You transform time management from a theoretical skill into a practical, everyday discipline. The goal is not to eliminate every obstacle. That is impossible. But to respond effectively so that setbacks do not become permanent roadblocks. Proven time management strategies and techniques. Time management is not just about knowing your goals or avoiding distractions. It is also about having a toolkit of proven, practical strategies that can be applied in different situations. These techniques give structure to your days, help you maximize productivity, and ensure that your energy is invested in the right activities. The strategies below are not meant to be followed rigidly all at once. Instead, they are tools you can experiment with, adapt, and integrate into your personal style of working. 1. Time blocking. Time blocking is a planning method where you divide your day into distinct chunks of time, each assigned to a specific activity or task. Instead of working from a long, open-ended to-do list, you reserve set periods for deep work, meetings, breaks, and personal tasks. Why it works? Humans work best with focused attention on one activity at a time. Time blocking prevents multitasking and ensures that your most important tasks have a guaranteed place in your schedule. How to implement it? By identifying your top priorities for the day or week. Assign specific time slots to these tasks in your calendar. Include buffer periods between blocks to handle unexpected events. Protect deep work blocks from interruptions by silencing notifications. Over time, this creates a rhythm that makes your workflow more predictable and efficient. 2. The Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique is a simple but powerful focus method where you work for 25 minutes, take a short 5-minute break, and repeat. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break of 15-30 minutes. Why it works? The technique leverages the brain's natural focus cycles. Short bursts of concentrated work reduce mental fatigue and make large tasks feel less overwhelming. How to implement it? Choose a single task to focus on. A timer for 25 minutes and work with complete focus. Take a 5-minute break to stretch, hydrate, or rest your eyes. Repeat the cycle, and after 4 sessions, take a longer break. It is especially effective for tasks you take. Why it works? It forces you to think critically about the value of each task, rather than reacting to whatever seems most pressing in the moment. How to implement it? At the start of your day, list actually tasks you need to complete. To a quadrant. Fixes most of your energy on important but not urgent tasks to prevent crises later. 4. Task batching. Batching involves grouping similar tasks together and completing them in a dedicated block of time. For example, answering emails all at once instead of sporadically throughout the day. Why it works? It minimizes context switching, the mental cost of changing focus between different types of tasks. How to implement it? Identify recurring, similar activities in your work. Allocate specific times to handle them in bulk. Stick to these times rather than letting such tasks interrupt your day. 5. The 2-minute rule. Popularized by productivity expert David Allen, the rule is simple. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. Why it works? Small tasks tend to pile up and drain mental energy if left unfinished. Handling them instantly prevents clutter in your to-do list. How to implement it? Whenever you encounter a quick task, replying to a short email, filing a document, or making a brief call, complete it on the spot instead of saving it for later. 6. Eat that frog. This strategy, based on Brian Tracy's book, encourages you to tackle your hardest or most important task first thing in the morning, your frog. Why it works? Completing your most challenging task early sets a tone of accomplishment for the rest of the day and prevents procrastination. How to implement it? Identify your frog the night before. Rewrite vague goals using the SMART formula. Why it works? A tidy environment supports clearer thinking and faster decision-making. How to implement it? Schedule regular cleanup sessions for your desk, inbox, and digital files. Use simple, consistent systems for organizing information. By combining these strategies and adjusting them to your personality and work style, you can create a flexible yet disciplined approach to time management. The most successful people rarely follow just one method. They blend techniques, discard what doesn't work, and refine their system over time. Building long-term time management habits. Learning time management techniques is only half the journey. The real challenge lies in turning those techniques into consistent habits that become part of your daily rhythm. Many people start strong with planners, productivity apps, or new routines, only to abandon them within weeks. This is usually because they treat time management as a short-term project rather than a lifestyle change. Building long-term habits requires patience, self-awareness, and a clear understanding of how habits are formed and sustained. 1. Understand the science of habit formation. Habits are built through repeated actions that become automatic over time. According to psychological research, a habit loop consists of 3 elements: the cue, a trigger that prompts the behavior; the routine, the action itself; and the reward, the benefit you receive from the action. For example, checking your calendar every morning may be triggered by sitting down at your desk. Cue, the act of reviewing your schedule; routine, and the sense of clarity you get afterward. Reward, by consciously designing your habit loops for time management, such as setting a daily alarm to start your planning session, you make it easier for the behavior to stick. 2. Start small and build gradually. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to overhaul their entire schedule overnight. This often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, start with a single, manageable habit. For example, commit to ending each day by writing down your 3 most important tasks for tomorrow. Once that habit feels automatic, Add another, such as reviewing your calendar first thing in the morning. Small wins build momentum, and each new habit strengthens your overall system. 3. Attach new habits to existing ones. This method, known as habit stacking, involves linking a new habit to something you already do consistently. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will open my planner and review my daily schedule. After I finish lunch, I will take 10 minutes to clear my email inbox. By attaching new habits to established ones, you reduce the mental effort needed to remember them. 4. Use visual reminders and cues. Your environment plays a major role in supporting or sabotaging your habits. Place visual cues where you can see them. A sticky note on your computer screen with the day's top priorities, a timer on your desk for Pomodoro sessions, or a whiteboard with your weekly goals can reinforce the behaviors you want to maintain. Similarly, remove cues that lead to time-wasting habits. For example, if you tend to check social media during work, log out of your accounts, or move distracting apps off your phone's home screen. 5. Track your progress. Monitoring your habits keeps you accountable and motivated. You can use a physical habit tracker, a journal, or a digital app to log each day you successfully follow your time management routines. The visual satisfaction of seeing your progress grow can be a powerful motivator to keep going. When tracking, focus on consistency rather than perfection. Missing a day doesn't mean you failed. It's simply a signal to get back on track the next day. 6. Build in flexibility. Rigidity is one of the main reasons people abandon time management systems. Life is unpredictable, and a schedule that cannot adapt will eventually break. The goal is to develop habits that are strong enough to guide your actions, but flexible enough to adjust to changing circumstances. For example, if an urgent task disrupts your planned work block, reschedule it for later, rather than abandoning it entirely. This bounce-back mindset ensures that one disruption doesn't unravel your entire system. 7. Reward yourself for consistency. Positive reinforcement accelerates habit formation. When you stick to your routines for a week, give yourself a small reward. It could be a favorite snack, a short walk in the park, or a relaxing activity. For bigger milestones, such as maintaining your habits for a month, consider larger rewards like a special outing or purchasing a tool that enhances your productivity. These rewards signal to your brain that the effort is worthwhile. 8. Learn to forgive slip-ups. Perfection is unrealistic. Everyone faces days when habits are disrupted due to illness, travel, or unexpected events. The key is not to let one bad day turn into a bad week. Research shows that missing a habit occasionally has little long-term impact if you resume it quickly. Instead of feeling guilty, analyze what caused the slip and adjust your plan to prevent it in the future. 9. Review and refine your habits regularly. Your time management needs will evolve as your work, goals, and life circumstances change. What works during a busy work season may be different from what you need in a slower period. Set aside time, perhaps monthly or quarterly, to evaluate your system. Which habits are producing results? Which ones feel like busy work? What new challenges need to be addressed? By refining your approach, you ensure your system stays relevant and effective. 10. Build an identity around being organized. The strongest habits are tied to your self-identity. Instead of thinking, "I want to be better at managing my time," start thinking, "I am a person who manages time effectively." This mental shift makes time management part of who you are, not just something you do. When you identify as someone who is organized, focused, and reliable, your actions naturally align with that belief. In summary, long-term time management success is less about rigidly applying techniques and more about making them an effortless part of your life. By starting small, attaching habits to existing routines, using cues, tracking progress, and maintaining flexibility, you can transform time management from a temporary experiment into a permanent advantage. Over time, these habits will operate in the background, freeing your mental energy for creativity, problem-solving, and enjoying life. Overcoming time management challenges. Even the most well-designed time management system will face disruptions. Life is filled with unexpected events, fluctuating energy levels, and competing demands. The key to lasting success is not eliminating challenges because that's impossible, but learning how to anticipate, minimize, and recover from them effectively. In this section, we will explore the most common obstacles to effective time management and proven strategies for overcoming each one. 1. Procrastination. The challenge. Procrastination is the deliberate delay of tasks despite knowing it may cause negative consequences. It often arises from fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of clarity, or simple avoidance of unpleasant work. Strategies to overcome. Break tasks into smaller steps. Large tasks can feel overwhelming. Divide them into manageable actions that can be completed in short bursts. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Set clear deadlines. Open-ended tasks invite delays. Give each task a specific due date. Apply the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Short bursts make starting less intimidating. Address the emotional side. Sometimes procrastination stems from anxiety or self-doubt. Recognize the underlying feelings and remind yourself that starting is often the hardest part. 2. Interruptions and distractions. The challenge. In today's connected world, constant notifications, phone calls, and pop-up alerts can break concentration and derail focus. Strategies to overcome. Control your environment. Silence notifications. Close unnecessary browser tabs and set your phone to Do Not Disturb during focus periods. Establish boundaries. Communicate clear, do not disturb times with colleagues or family members. Batch communication. Check emails and messages at set times rather than responding instantly. Create a distraction list. If unrelated thoughts pop up, jot them down to address later instead of acting on them immediately. 3. Overcommitment. The challenge. Taking on too many tasks or agreeing to every request can lead to an overloaded schedule, stress, and burnout. Strategies to overcome. Learn to say no. Politely decline tasks that do not align with your priorities or available time. Apply the 80-20 rule. Identify the 20% of tasks that yield 80% of results and focus on those. Use a decision filter. Before accepting a new task, ask, does this align with my goals? Do I have the time? Is it worth delaying something else? 4. Lack of clear priorities. The challenge. Without clear priorities, time is spent reacting to the loudest demands instead of working on what truly matters. Strategies to overcome. Daily priority lists. Identify your top 3 tasks for each day. Use the Eisenhower matrix. Categorize tasks as urgent, important, important, not urgent, urgent, not important, and neither. Schedule priority work. First, block time for your most important tasks before filling the rest of your calendar. 5. Low energy and motivation. The challenge. Even with a perfect plan, low physical or mental energy can make productivity difficult. Strategies to overcome. Align work with energy peaks. Identify your most energetic times of day and schedule demanding work then. Take care of your body. Adequate sleep, exercise, and nutrition directly influence energy levels. Incorporate breaks. Short breaks during work sessions maintain focus and prevent burnout. Use the Just Start method. Commit to working for 5 minutes. Momentum often carries you further. Point 6. Perfectionism. The challenge. Perfectionism can cause unnecessary delays, as time is spent endlessly refining work rather than completing it. Strategies to overcome. Set time limits. Decide in advance how much time a task deserves. Aim for good enough. First, get a functional version done, then improve only if time allows. Recognize diminishing returns. Beyond a certain point, extra effort produces minimal improvement. 7. Unexpected crises and emergencies. The challenge. Sudden events from urgent work requests to personal emergencies can disrupt carefully planned schedules. Strategies to overcome. Build buffer time. Leave open spaces in your schedule to absorb unexpected tasks. Prioritize and reschedule. Identify which planned tasks can be moved without major consequences. Keep essential tasks front-loaded. Complete critical work early in the day to reduce risk. 8. Lack of accountability. The challenge. Without accountability, it's easy to drift away from your plan and procrastinate. Strategies to overcome. Public commitments. Tell someone your goals or share progress updates. Work with an accountability partner. Check in regularly to discuss progress and setbacks. Use progress tracking tools. Seeing your achievements over time reinforces commitment. 9. Digital overload. The challenge. Technology can be both a productivity tool and a time thief, with endless digital distractions. Strategies to overcome. Set digital boundaries. Allocate fixed times for checking apps and online platforms. Use website blockers. Tools like Freedom or Cold Turkey can block distracting sites during work. Declutter digital spaces. Organize files, emails, and apps to reduce wasted time searching. In summary, challenges to time management are inevitable, but they are not insurmountable. By recognizing patterns of procrastination, limiting distractions, setting clear priorities, and creating buffers for the unexpected, you can maintain control of your schedule even when life is unpredictable. Successful time managers do not avoid all problems, they build systems resilient enough to withstand them. Time management in different life contexts. Time management is not a one-size-fits-all discipline. The core principles remain universal: prioritization, planning, and focus. But the practical application changes depending on your life stage, role, and responsibilities. A university student, a corporate executive, a stay-at-home parent, and a retiree will all face different time-related challenges and opportunities. In this section, we explore how to adapt time management strategies to various contexts, ensuring relevance and effectiveness for every individual. 1. Time management for students. Key challenges. Students often juggle multiple subjects, extracurricular activities, part-time jobs, and social lives. They also face irregular deadlines, weeks of light workload, followed by intense exam periods. Effective strategies. Semester planning. At the start of each term, map out all assignment due dates, exams, and major projects. Weekly reviews. Every Sunday, review upcoming academic requirements and adjust study sessions accordingly. Dedicated study blocks. Assign fixed times each day for focused academic work, treating them like non-negotiable appointments. Active study methods. Replace passive reading with notes summarizing, self-testing, and teaching others. Benefits. Students who manage time effectively reduce last-minute cramming, balance academics with personal life, and improve both performance and mental health. 2. Time management for working professionals. Key challenges. Professionals navigate meetings, projects, deadlines, and often office distractions. Many also deal with the pressure of balancing work with family responsibilities. Effective strategies. Prioritize by impact. Focus on tasks that directly contribute to organizational goals or performance metrics. Time blocking for deep work. Reserve uninterrupted time for high-value projects before attending to emails or minor tasks. Meeting discipline. Limit meetings to essential attendees and set clear agendas. Commute optimization. Use travel time for professional reading, language learning, or mental planning. Benefits. Better productivity, reduce stress, and increase career growth opportunities through consistent delivery of high-quality work. 3. Time management for entrepreneurs. Key challenges. Entrepreneurs wear multiple hats: sales, marketing, finance, operations, and often have no fixed workday boundaries. The temptation to be always on can lead to burnout. Effective strategies. Strategic goal mapping. Define quarterly objectives and ensure daily tasks align with them. Delegation and outsourcing. Assign non-core activities to others, focusing personal energy on growth-driving work. Structured flexibility. Keep a loose framework for the day to allow for opportunities while maintaining progress on priorities. Daily reflection. End the day by reviewing achievements and setting focus for the next day. Benefits: improve business scalability, sustainable work hours, and enhance personal well-being. 4. Time management for parents and caregivers. Key challenges: parents and caregivers must balance household duties, child-rearing, and often professional work. Unpredictability, such as a child's illness, can disrupt the best-laid plans. Effective strategies: routine building. Create consistent daily schedules for children to reduce decision fatigue. Shared responsibilities. Involve partners, family members, or hired help in managing tasks. Microtasking. Use small pockets of time for quick chores or personal goals. Prioritize self-care. Schedule personal time to maintain energy and emotional resilience. Benefits: more stable family routines, reduced stress, and a better balance between personal needs and caregiving duties. 5. Time management for remote workers. Key challenges: the home environment blurs the boundaries between work and personal life, making it harder to switch off. Effective strategies: dedicated workspace. Create a physical separation between work and home life. Set start and end times. Maintain consistent working hours to prevent overwork. Scheduled breaks. Step away from screens regularly to maintain focus and avoid burnout. Digital discipline. Use communication tools mindfully to avoid constant interruptions. Benefits: increase productivity, better work-life integration, and sustain motivation over the long term. 6. Time management for retirees. Key challenges: while retirees often have more free time, they can struggle with a lack of structure, which can lead to unproductive habits or feelings of aimlessness. Effective strategies: purpose-driven planning. Identify meaningful goals such as learning a skill, volunteering, or pursuing hobbies. Weekly scheduling. Create light but consistent routines for exercise, socialization, and personal projects. Balanced activity. Mix mentally stimulating activities with relaxation and leisure. Continued learning. Dedicate time for reading, courses, or creative work to maintain cognitive health. Benefits: a fulfilling and active lifestyle, continued personal growth, and enhanced mental and emotional well-being. 7. Universal principles across all contexts. While details differ, certain principles remain constant for everyone. Clarity of goals. Always know what you are working toward. Planning ahead. Anticipate demands and prepare in advance. Boundaries. Protect your time from unnecessary intrusions. Adaptability. Remain flexible in the face of change. In summary, effective time management adapts to your current stage of life and role in society. Recognizing your unique challenges and tailoring strategies accordingly ensures that the universal principles of productivity work in your favor, regardless of circumstances. Tools and technologies for time management. In an era where information flows at unprecedented speed and daily responsibilities continue to multiply, tools and technologies have become essential allies in effective time management. While time itself cannot be manufactured, the right systems can help us optimize its use by streamlining processes, reducing manual effort, and increasing clarity. The choice of tools should always complement a person's work style and objectives rather than overwhelm them with unnecessary complexity. In this section, we explore a range of analog and digital solutions, from timeless planners to AI-driven scheduling assistants, and how they can be applied in both personal and professional contexts. 1. Traditional analog tools. While technology dominates the modern conversation, many individuals still find physical tools invaluable for maintaining focus and fostering intentionality. A. Paper planners. Paper planners provide a tactile, distraction-free way to organize time. Many find that writing tasks by hand reinforces commitment and aids memory retention. Daily planners for detailed hourly scheduling. Weekly planners for balancing short and long-term goals. Bullet journals for customizable layouts, creative expression, and tracking multiple aspects of life. B. Wall calendars. Highly visual and ideal for families or teams, wall calendars make upcoming events visible at a glance. They are particularly effective for shared scheduling. C. Sticky notes. Simple yet powerful for quick reminders, brainstorming, or marking priorities. Color coding can add another layer of organization. Benefits of analog tools. Reduced digital distraction. Increased mindfulness in planning. Long-term archival for reflection on past activities. 2. Digital time management tools. The evolution of productivity software has brought powerful features for scheduling, tracking, and collaborating, often accessible from any device. Google Calendar, widely used for its integration with Gmail, task lists, and video conferencing. Outlook Calendar, favored in corporate settings for seamless integration with email and team tools. Apple Calendar, ideal for Apple ecosystem users. Key features to look for: cross-device synchronization, reminders and recurring event scheduling, color-coded categorization for different life areas. Todoist, combines simplicity with powerful project organization features. Microsoft To Do, integrates with Outlook for a unified experience. TickTick, offers Pomodoro timers, habit tracking, and cross-platform syncing. Trello, visual card-based system ideal for workflows. Asana, offers task dependencies, progress tracking, and robust team features. ClickUp, highly customizable for both personal and organizational use. Evernote captures notes, images, and audio with advanced search capabilities. Notion combines databases, notes, calendars, and project boards in one platform. OneNote flexible digital notebook with deep integration into Microsoft products. 3. Time tracking tools. Understanding where your time actually goes is critical for improving efficiency. Examples include Rescue Time monitors computer activity and provides reports on productivity patterns. Toggle Track simple start-stop timers for task tracking and invoicing. Clockify free feature-rich tracking for teams and individuals. Benefits: identifying time wasters, quantifying workload, supporting billing for hourly work. 4. Automation tools. Automation reduces repetitive tasks and ensures workflows run without constant supervision. Zapier connects different apps to trigger automated actions. IFD, if this then that, creates simple automation recipes for daily processes. Siri shortcuts. Google Assistant routines automates device-specific tasks like sending messages or controlling smart home devices. Example: automatically saving all email attachments to cloud storage or creating a to-do item every time you flag an email. 5. Focus and distraction blocking tools. Digital distractions can derail even the most carefully planned day. Forest gamifies focus by growing virtual trees as you stay off your phone. Freedom blocks websites and apps across devices for set periods. Cold Turkey offers uncompromising blocking of chosen distractions. 6. AI and smart scheduling assistance. Artificial intelligence is increasingly shaping the way we plan. Reclaim.ai automatically schedules recurring tasks around meetings. Motion rebuilds your schedule in real time as priorities shift. Clara handles email-based meeting scheduling on your behalf. These tools adapt dynamically to changes in availability and urgency. 7. Choosing the right tool. Key considerations. 1. Purpose match the tool to the problem you want to solve, e.g., scheduling, tracking, collaboration. 2. Ease of use. Complex tools can become counterproductive if they require excessive setup. 3. Integration. Choose tools that work well with your existing systems. 4. Scalability. Ensure it can grow with your needs. 8. Combining tools for maximum impact. It's rarely about using one tool in isolation. A balanced system might look like Google Calendar for scheduling, Todoist for task management, Notion for project and knowledge management, Toggle Track for time audits. Rule of thumb: keep the system as simple as possible while meeting all your needs. In summary, tools and technologies can significantly enhance time management when chosen thoughtfully. They should simplify life, not complicate it. The most effective systems are those that blend seamlessly into daily routines, offering clarity, structure, and the flexibility to adapt to change. Common time management mistakes and how to avoid them. Even with the best intentions, many individuals find themselves struggling to maintain control over their schedules. This is rarely due to a lack of effort. More often it stems from ingrained habits, misplaced priorities, or ineffective strategies that waste valuable hours. Recognizing these pitfalls is the first step toward avoiding them. Below, we examine the most common time management mistakes and provide practical solutions for overcoming them. 1. Lack of clear priorities. One of the most fundamental errors is attempting to tackle tasks without a clear sense of what is most important. Without defined priorities, every task feels equally urgent, leading to constant firefighting. Why it's harmful. When all tasks appear urgent, decision-making becomes stressful, and truly impactful work gets postponed or forgotten. How to avoid it. Use the Eisenhower matrix to separate urgent from important tasks. Identify your top 3 daily priorities each morning. Align your weekly and monthly goals with long-term objectives. 2. Overcommitment. Saying yes too often can lead to an unmanageable workload. While taking on new opportunities is sometimes beneficial, overcommitment dilutes your focus. Why it's harmful. You may end up delivering lower quality work, missing deadlines, and feeling constant stress. How to avoid it. Evaluate requests against your current capacity. Learn to say a no politely but firmly. Keep a realistic limit on simultaneous projects. 3. Poor estimation of time. Many people underestimate how long tasks will take, leading to overstuffed schedules. Why it's harmful. Unrealistic plans set you up for failure, delay other commitments, and cause unnecessary stress. How to avoid it. Track the time you spend on tasks for a week to improve future estimates. Add a 20-30% buffer for unexpected delays. Break complex tasks into smaller time segments. 4. Multitasking. While it may seem efficient, multitasking often reduces quality and increases the time required to complete tasks. Why it's harmful. Switching between tasks drains cognitive energy and can lead to more errors. How to avoid it. Adopt single tasking by focusing on one activity until completion. Use time blocks dedicated to specific categories of work. Silence notifications during deep focus periods. 5. Failure to plan. A common mistake is jumping into work without a structured plan for the day or week. Why it's harmful. Without a plan, it's easy to be reactive rather than proactive, leaving you at the mercy of external demands. How to avoid it. Spend 10-15 minutes at the end of each day planning for the next. Use weekly reviews to assess progress and set priorities. Employ planning tools like calendars and to-do lists. 6. Ignoring energy levels. Many schedules ignore natural fluctuations in energy, attempting to do mentally demanding work during low energy times. Why it's harmful. Tasks take longer and require more effort when performed during mental slumps. How to avoid it. Track your peak focus hours and schedule demanding work during those times. Use lower energy periods for routine or administrative tasks. Take short breaks to restore alertness. 7. Allowing distractions to dominate. From social media to constant email checking, distractions consume enormous amounts of time. Why it's harmful. Each interruption can take minutes to refocus, adding up to hours lost each week. How to avoid it. Use website blockers or focus apps during work periods. Designate specific times to check messages. Work in distraction-free environments, whenever possible. 8. Neglecting breaks. Some believe working longer without breaks leads to more output, but it often has the opposite effect. Final conclusion and actionable summary. Time is the one resource every person receives in equal measure. 24 hours in a day, yet the outcomes people achieve with that time vary dramatically. Throughout this guide, we have explored time management not merely as a set of techniques, but as a disciplined, intentional approach to living and working. We began by understanding the nature of time, its irreversible flow, and the fact that it is both constant and limited. This awareness forms the foundation of all effective time management. From there, we moved into principles and strategies designed to help you clarify priorities, organize your schedule, and align your activities with your most important goals. We examined tools such as prioritization frameworks, goal-setting systems, and scheduling techniques that allow you to control your time instead of reacting to the demands of others. We also addressed advanced methods such as batching tasks, leveraging technology, and structuring work around natural energy cycles to achieve greater focus and efficiency. We discuss common mistakes, from underestimating the time tasks required to neglecting rest and recovery, that can quietly undermine your productivity. Just as important, we explored the concept of measurement and improvement, showing that time management is not a one-time fix, but a continuous process of evaluation, adjustment, and refinement. When all of these elements come together, time management becomes more than a professional skill. It becomes a way of thinking and living. It enables you to pursue meaningful work without sacrificing personal well-being. It gives you the ability to respond to challenges without losing sight of long-term goals. And it builds a sense of control and confidence that carries into every area of life. To ensure the ideas in this guide translate into lasting change, here is a concise, actionable summary you can begin applying today. 1. Acknowledge the value of time. Treat it as your most precious, non-renewable asset. 2. Clarify your priorities. Identify what truly matters, both professionally and personally. 3. Set clear goals. Define specific, measurable outcomes that align with those priorities. 4. Plan your schedule. Allocate blocks of time to important tasks before anything else fills your day. 5. Minimize distractions. Control interruptions. Manage digital inputs and maintain focus. 6. Leverage tools and techniques. Use methods such as batching, time blocking, and automation to increase efficiency. 7. Review and adjust regularly. Track how you spend your time, analyze results, and refine your approach. 8. Maintain balance. Include rest, exercise, and personal time to sustain long-term productivity. In the end, mastering time management is not about doing more things. It is about doing the right things with the time you have. Every day offers a fresh opportunity to make deliberate choices, to focus on what matters, and to create a life that reflects your values and ambitions. If you commit to applying these principles consistently, the rewards will extend far beyond increased productivity. You will not only work more effectively, you will live more intentionally. Why it's harmful? Extended work without rest leads to fatigue, decreased productivity, and more mistakes. How to avoid it? Follow the Pomodoro technique or similar methods to incorporate short breaks. Use breaks for physical movement and mental refreshment. Avoid filling breaks with mentally draining activities.